Hey guys, back with another video, and today I have a book haul. So in between the months, or I said in between, during the months of October and December, October, November, and December, my boys and I have been trading books with little libraries across like my I want to say my city, but my neighborhood and the neighborhoods that I used to live in, because we still go back and visit people, and in one of my sister's neighborhood. So, in trading videos, in trading books, I have new books that I have added from these little libraries. And also, I found a couple books at the Dollar Tree. If I remember which one that I've got it from, I will tell you. Some of these I remember, and then some of them I don't quite remember. I think there's only two. No, one. Actually, I think I'm missing a book, but I'm not going to go and search for it because I have no idea where it could be in the midst of all of this stuff. We're like taking down Christmas stuff, and we still have like trash from Christmas, and then we have trash from lunch earlier today that we were like in a rush to get out the door with. But all right, so here are those books. So Dean Koontz, Life Expectancy. This was from one of the little libraries. I don't know much about it, but I do know that on BookTube, those that like horror read a lot of Dean Koontz, so I picked that up. Michael Crichton, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but this is Prey. This was in one of the little libraries, and I love his Jurassic Park books, so this is a Dollar Tree find. And this is called The Great Fight to Win the Vote. The Woman's Hour by Elaine Weiss. Wanted to check this out. It just was interesting to me because I like to read about history and learn history through reading and videos via YouTube. I don't really like to sit in history classes, which is probably why I did great with history all the way up until like my junior or senior year of high school. I can't even remember, but this book just looked interesting to me, so I literally bought it because the cover, and flipping through, there's pictures in one, or actually there's a couple parts of them. There's like pictures of women marching, and there are this one picture actually. Where is it? There's this picture right here caught my attention, and flipping through the pictures, there's one picture that really caught my attention. This one right here. So I went ahead and picked it up and bought it because I wanted to see how this writer is writing about the perspective of women altogether and Black women in the fight for the women's vote. And then Agatha Christie, The Regatta Mystery and Other Stories. And this is a really old copy. I couldn't believe that I found this in a little library. I have one of the Agatha Christie's like newer, what do you call them, remade versions of this from Book of the Month. And I liked it, so I just decided to pick this one up. I'm sure that I can find this in like on an audio in the Overdrive app to kind of help me get through it, because I'd like, as much as I used to love like getting my hands on a copy of a book, these were the only books that we had in the library. And I don't know if it was just me, but because of how tiny the words were, I used to have trouble getting through these books because because the book itself is tiny, the words are tiny, you bend the spine too much, and all of this starts to crease so bad that sometimes the pages fall out. And I don't know, sometimes it used to make me sick to stare at the letters on such a tiny book as well. But I also learned a little bit later that I have a slight case of vertigo. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, or if I'm just weird and it just could be me. But I grabbed that. And then, yeah, like if I didn't say it, this was in one of the little libraries. This was also in a little library, The Boy Who Killed Grant Parker. My boys actually grabbed this for me because they thought that the cover looked cool and it had the word killer in it. And they were like, here, Mom, this is a weird book you might like. Next, I got Murder Comes First by Richard and Frances Lockridge. It is a Mr. and Mrs. North series. The cover is what got me. It's an old horror, and it's really just the cover, to be quite honest. But again, it has the old lettering and words in it, so it does make me a little hesitant to open it, read it, but I really like the cover, and it's a horror, so I mean, I'll just read it. And then Steps to Christ is one that we saw. My youngest son thought the cover looked really cute, so he got it. And he told me that he thinks that I should read it and then tell him about it. So that happened. And these two books were also from a little library. One that was in one of the state parks. And lastly, we have Presume Innocent, a novel by Scott Turow. My oldest son picked this up because of the thumbprint, and I just kind of took it from him because he's not going to actually read it. It's too thick of a book. He'll hear me talk to him about it. The words are fairly small, so I'm going to look for an audio to kind of help me get through it, but I can probably just read this one without an audio. The words aren't too small, but for my son, it's small. It's small. And I know, like, I've had comments before in my videos when I talk about audiobooks, like, you know, whatever happened to good old fashioned just reading. I do just read, and I read a lot, but unfortunately, because I am a teacher and I work in education, a lot of what we read are our lesson plans, are the books that we have to read to our students, books that I read to my children. So I have to have audiobooks to help me get through the books when I don't have the time to sit down and read them myself. Like that is me. That is my why I use audiobooks. I can't speak for anybody else. I do read sometimes if I have time. I do read, and sometimes it's anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm a slow reader, so I don't really get through a whole lot in 10 to 15 minutes unless you know, the words are big on the page, and then, you know, I kind of go through the book faster that way because the words are big, so then you get through the book faster. But for the most part, I have grown to love audio books because it helps me to be able to get through books. I have a 20-minute ride to work and a 20-minute ride from work, and depending on when I'm doing my quiet time, because sometimes I do my quiet time on the way to work, I listen to a audio devo, and then sometimes I do it before I go to work. It just depends on if I actually wake up to my alarm or not. So if I'm not doing my devo on the way to work, I will listen to an audiobook. And then I listen to audiobooks on the way home if I don't have anyone that I have to call and check in with, you know, just to see how they're doing and, you know, whatnot. So that's my why. But also, let me introduce you guys to my pretty mug. I got this for Christmas, and this will be in a lot of my videos that pertain to books. So my mother-in-law bought me this very, very nice mug because she knows that I like books. And so it's like, oh my goodness, you know what I see a lot of on YouTube? People who do book videos and, like, you know, book talk videos or whatnot. They always have a nice little mug that they dedicate to that. So I just told my mother-in-law that this could be the mug that I start that with. So if I decide to do any other mugs, then I will have those mugs. But for now, this will be my booktube video mug. So any videos that I do that pertain to just books will have this cup in it. And I just wanted to introduce it to this video because this is the first video that I'm doing in 2022. So but all right, that is all that I have for you guys until the next video, which I will be shooting right after this. So you will see me with this mug and the same shirt on, just saying. But until next time, bye.